Today, I'm going to be giving you the new top 5 best loadouts to be using right now after the Season 4 update of Black Ops 6. With the addition of the new guns, the FFAR and the LC10, and the addition of a brand new attachment, the G-Grip, a lot has changed. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, click that thumbs up button, and turn notifications on so you don't miss out on my future Black Ops 6 videos. With all that being said, man, let's get into the first loadout. As I just mentioned, the brand new weapons are 100% meta. We're starting off with the LC10, which I believe to be the new best SMG. So here's my 5 attachment build. I like to run the reinforced barrel. Gives me a big increase to damage range and bullet velocity, just making it stronger and kill faster in those longer range engagements. For the underbarrel, we have the new G-Grip. We ain't gonna throw it on this. I honestly don't really think you need it on this because it's already super accurate. I like to do the Ranger foregrip because you get a little bit of horizontal recoil control, cool, but that sprinting movement speed, it just adds a little bit more mobility to it, and that right there kind of makes it that much better in my personal opinion, just because you're moving a little bit quicker in the middle of your gunfights. I absolutely love it. So recommend doing the Ranger foregrip. Magazine. So most people would do the 45, bigger mag, you're gonna take out a lot more enemies. It's something I would normally run, but for some reason on the tail end of the reload of the LC10, it feels delayed or very, very slow. I personally don't like it. So what I decided to do is throw on the flip magazine. You keep the base magazine size of 30-40, which you can see in the bottom right hand corner, and you're just reloading quicker. So I found this to be a lot better. That's just me personally. If you want to do the 45, just keep in mind it will take just a little bit longer on the end of the reload to actually reload the weapon. For the rear grip, I have on ergonomic grip. Slide to fire, weapon just comes up quicker after sliding. It's something I do all the time, so this benefits me quite a bit. And I'm gonna get aim down sight speed so we can be a little bit more quick and snappy within our shots. And my 5th and final attachment I like to run on the LC10 is infiltrator stock. The amount of aim walking movement speed you get on this is unreal. It definitely makes it so much more challenging for the enemies to land shots on you. So take your screenshots if you want. Here is the build on my LC10, and we'll bring it to the firing range real quick so I can just show you how goddamn good this thing is. So again, very, very accurate. The G-Grip would have made this too accurate in my opinion. And the range is unreal. Yeah, by far and away, the new best SMG in the entire game. Speaking of the best in the entire game, we have what is, in my opinion, the new best AR in Black Ops 6, that being the FFAR. So this is gonna be a gunfighter build. We're gonna be using 8 attachments. For starters, I like to run the Kepler Microflex on this. The iron sights kind of remind me of the Kilos, but a little worse. I don't know how to explain it. I don't like them personally. I don't think they're super clean, so I want to throw an optic on so I can see a little bit better. Kepler Microflex is gonna be your best friend in this instance, in my personal opinion. It's just a clean red dot sight, can't go wrong with it. For the muzzle, throw on the ported compensator. Out of all of the assault rifles in this game, this and the AS Val are, 1 and 2, 2 and 1 for highest fire rate. So obviously with that high fire rate, it's gonna kick just a tad bit. Throw on ported compensator. It'll remove pretty much all of it. It's gonna be an absolute laser beam. And while we're at it, screw it. Let's go ahead and put on another attachment that's gonna give us an increase in recoil control, the recoil spring. So you get horizontal and vertical recoil control, just making it a lot easier to use. For the barrel, I went ahead and did reinforced. Just like the LC10, you get an increase in the damage range and bullet velocity, making the TTK significantly quicker at long range gunfights. For the underbarrel, again, very similar to our LC10, I have on the Ranger foregrip. You don't need a lot more recoil control, in my personal opinion. At this point, it's already a laser beam. That sprinting movement speed just adds a little bit more flavor to the weapon, a little bit more ability, and you don't feel super slow, in my opinion. I really like that sprinting movement speed. I wish I could see a little bit more of it out of the Ranger foregrip. For the magazine, right here, I do the 45 round mag. I think this is an appropriate magazine size for the weapon. 60's OD. The TTK is unreal to the point where 45 is, trust me, way more than enough. I don't recommend any of the magazine, these flip mags or fast mags. I don't think you want to do that. Do a bigger mag since it has a high fire rate. For the rear grip, we have ergonomic grip. Again, more slide to fire, more aim down sight speed, just like we had in our LC10. And my final attachment is infiltrator stock. What kind of FFAR is this without that crazy aim walking movement speed? When you have this on, plus that Ranger foregrip that gives it the sprinting movement speed, oh my god, you feel like you are on clouds. It's absolutely incredible. So here is my 8 attachment FFAR setup. If you were to take 3 attachments off, I'd probably do the infiltrator stock, ergonomic, and Ranger. You have the 5 base attachments you really need. Trust me, an optic is definitely needed, but again, adding 3 extra is just gonna make the weapon that much better. So I recommend just doing a gunfighter build for this. Let's bring this Johnson to the firing range and let me show you. This thing is pretty goddamn good, bro. No recoil, doesn't move, insane range. I mean, yeah, I think this overtakes AMAX and the Kilo in my opinion. I mean, come on, what are we talking about? Best SMG, best AR, the two new guns. Next, we're gonna be taking a look at a weapon I think received the biggest buff out of anything else in season 4, the AK-74. They increased the damage range on this, so it's kind of more in line with the other weapons in the game. I've never really been a big fan of it. I just feel like the TTK is a little bit slower. Now it's faster, and here's my updated build. So for starters, I have the Kepler Microflex on. Not a big fan of the iron sights, man. I think that's one of my biggest issues with the weapon is I have to put an attachment for an optic instead of putting that for something else because the optic's not that good. So that's why we have to run the gunfighter build. So throw on an optic, in my opinion, the Kepler Microflex is to go to. We got ported compensator on once again, just default best muzzle in the game, vertical recoil control, first shot recoil control. So the first shot's going to be much more accurate than the rest. For the barrel, reinforced once again, the best barrel option in the game, more damage range, more bullet velocity, just going to extend power and time to kill to those longer ranges where you're desperately going to need them at. For the underbarrel, I'm not going to lie, we're going to pull out the brand new G grip. Oh my God. In terms of recoil control, the AK is a mess in my opinion. You throw this on, all your problems are gone. Absolutely incredible. I can't wait to show you this in the firing range. You get recoil stabilization, which is really great. A huge boost to the horizontal recoil control, and you get hip fired ADS accuracy, which is a pro from a laser. So this is like a 2-in-1. You're getting an underbarrel and you're getting a laser pretty much, which is really, really nice. For the magazine, I have extended mag 1 just to, you know, take out more enemies without having to reload. Rear grip, I have on ergonomic, slide fire, aimed on sight. In my opinion, best rear grip in the game. That's why it's been on all the loadouts you have seen. Same with the stock infiltrator. I feel like it greatly increases my aim assist. It just feels so much stronger, especially the rotational aim assist, and that's where this really comes in handy. And then my final attachment, like I said, the recoil is still kind of a mess with this. So throw on the recoil springs, best of both worlds, horizontal and vertical recoil control. So here's the build for my AK. Dude, I'm telling you, this G grip is so goddamn good. I got a video on the second channel, more for his eyes, if you guys want to see more guns being used with it. You have never seen the AK. The AK has never been that accurate, bro. It has never been that accurate. And now with the G grip, I mean, I got this thing looking like the AIMS 85. Telling you, AK got a buff more than you think. They buffed the damage range, and then it's like they buffed the recoil control because of the new attachment. If you're not using the AK in season 4, you're missing out. I had to throw on here the C9. If you don't want to run the LC10, maybe you just don't have it unlocked, whatever it may be. The C9 is a fantastic option. They actually ended up banning this permanently from ranked play. Before you could actually use it, they said, nah, that thing's too damn good. It's banned now. So here's the best build for the C9, in my opinion, at least. I like to throw on the, where's this thing at? The C9 10mm auto 30 round. So damage range, bullet velocity. We're going to see that again later because I'm going to put on that reinforced barrel again. So now you got it out of a magazine and a barrel. So the range is unreal. You're taking out pretty much any given SMG if they want to chow you at that range, probably except the LC10, but still super good and an increase to your just overall damage. If you're going to use the C9, I highly recommend throwing these super broken magazines on. And while you have that on, you're going to want to go ahead and throw on the overpressured rounds, which if I'm not mistaken, you actually can't throw these on without the magazine. So this is going to increase your bullet velocity just to make this thing a little bit more hit scanny. You can actually land your shots a little bit more easily. For the rear grip, I have on ergonomic grip. Again, it's the best grip. I'm beating a dead horse at this point. Reinforced barrel, as I mentioned, we were going to throw this on anyways. You just get more damage range and bullet velocity that you just got out of the magazine. That's what makes this so damn good. And last but certainly not least, we need some recoil control here. I threw on the ported compensator. You can actually go ahead and throw on the G grip if you want. I feel like I needed more vertical recoil control, not horizontal. So that's why I didn't throw it on. But again, to each their own. You might like it a little bit more than I did for the C9. But here's my 5 attachment build for the C9. Again, they literally banned this thing from ranked play because it was just that damn good. Let's go ahead and throw this on for the firing range, and you're gonna see still super good. They didn't change the gun. I don't know why they didn't, because it's honestly so OP. You can still get really good range out of it too. Doesn't move. The 30 round mag can be a pain in the ass sometimes, but you'll get used to it with the more time you spend with this thing. C9, get your hands on it. And last, but certainly not least, we have the CR56 AMAX. They did slightly nerf this thing. All they did was just add more recoil to it. So it's still as powerful as it ever was. I have over 10,000 eliminations with this. Keep in mind, this came out just a few months ago in season 3. So I still absolutely love this weapon. Still a go-to, and I think it's right up there with the FFAR. So again, gunfighter build, we're gonna have 8 attachments. That's just the way I personally like to run it. Kepler Microflex, again, just to see better. Iron sights aren't even that bad, but I really like like just having an optic on this. For the muzzle mystic, the monolithic suppressor, had to throw this on. Sadly, I think it's still glitched on the new weapons, which I forgot to even mention. Can't believe that's still bugged on there. You get bullet velocity, damage range, just like we're gonna get out of the barrel we're gonna throw on. And guess what? You're off the radar. Enemies don't know where you're at. Awesome. Barrel, as I mentioned, reinforced. It's the only barrel I've been running because it's the best barrel in the entire game. For the underbarrel, the G grip's coming back. Like I said, they nerfed the recoil control on this. You put this on, they didn't nerf nothing. I'm telling you, it's identical to how it was before the season 4 update. So that's why this is in my top 5, because it's still as strong as it ever was. They added a little bit of kick. Ooh, that might draw some people away. Brought it right back with the new attachment. Magazine, I think extended mag 1 is more than enough. I've already been saying it this entire setup. The thing is still very strong. You don't need a bigger magazine than that. Rear grip, ergonomic as I've been using. Stock, I got light stock. Movement speed, strafing movement, just adds a huge increase to your mobility so you don't feel super slow. And my final attachment here, recoil springs once again. Just, I mean, look at that. Recoil stabilization, vertical and horizontal recoil control. We're gonna need it since they wanted to nerf the recoil on it. And there you go. There is my AMAX build. This is the same build I used to break my highest kill gameplay, the fastest nuke, all that type of good stuff. Minus a few of these attachments here, but it's the same weapon. Let's go ahead and bring this thing to the firing range, and you're gonna see season 3, season 4, don't even matter. The thing is still good. You could definitely see like the deviation on it. It definitely kicks a tad bit there, but I'm still gonna rock this thing. Absolutely love it. Real quick, here's the rest of my loadout if you're interested in that. I got the Gurkova as my backup. Always been using my backup. Stim shots instantly regenerate health if you get hurt. Blast traps are super OP. Literally nukes on the ground. Scrambler, basically a personal counter UAV. Places down, they don't know where you're at. Perks, this is for 5 attachment builds. I like to run gung ho so I can run and reload at the same time. Just adds more fluidity. I can get out of sticky situations. Forward intel, go watch any of my gameplays and pay attention to my mini map. You're gonna see how much information you get out of forward intel. Slipstream, raises your base movement speed so I can get around the map quicker. And then my wild card when I'm not running the gunfighter one is perk read. And then I throw on scavenger so I can replenish ammo not only for my primary but my lethals and tacticals. And you get the best specialty perk in the game, Enforcer. You get a buff to your movement speed and health regen after every kill. So this activates every time you get a kill, which is really, really dope. And then here's my loadout if I have on gunfighter as my wild card. So I'm not running perk read here. I got gunfighter extra attachments. I replace gung ho with scavenger, and again, so I can replenish my ammo. I think it's way more important than gung ho. I turn perk 2 from forward intel to hunter's instinct, and what this does is after you get a kill, your minimap points you in the direction where the next enemy is at, and we keep slipstream. And the reason I do that is for Enforcer. Again, that's how much I love it. I'm willing to change my perks out. It's gonna have today's video, man. If there's any weapons you think I missed out on in this top 5, please just let me know down below. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. You guys all stay safe. Have a great day, and I'm out. Deuces.